Coach Joshua Perry, who obviously played for you, and he's with us with the network now. We spend a lot of time together on Saturdays, all day and all night, actually. And he mentioned to me after the election that you and the team wanted to have a better understanding of politics, and he was very excited about some of the initiatives that you had implemented. Tell us about those.
Yeah, it started in 2016. I was very interested, as the entire country was. The older I got, I just got more and more interested in politics. So I found out, not only myself, but my family, my players, staff, not many people really quite understood what they're voting on. Everybody should vote, but I've always believed, yeah, you should vote, but you should be very educated on what you're voting on. And so we're coaches, and so we're going to educate our players. And so I had every support staff, every secretary, every assistant coach, every weight coach, everybody in our facility was mandated. And so all of our players. And I called it Patriot Week, and it was done around Memorial Day. And on Monday, I had someone come from political science come in and explain the fundamentals of liberalism, of being a Democrat, what it means, the history of the party, what does it mean? What are the fundamentals of being a liberal? On Tuesday, I had someone come in again from the political science department and talked about being a fundamental of conservatism and being a Republican. And that was an hour lecture. On Wednesday, I had someone come in as well and talk about, I think it was one of our judges came in and talked about the office of the presidency. What is actually the responsibility of the president, from commander-in-chief to executive orders to what is the job of the president? On Thursday, we did how to vote. We showed them how to register to vote, where to go vote, what your vote means, the history of the Electoral College. And so basically it was what you should learn in school that a lot of us didn't learn. I was educated that week. And then on Friday, we had every player wrote a Gold Star family, a personal letter thanking for the ultimate sacrifice, their son or their daughter that gave their life to our country. And so it was called Patriot Week. And to this day, even after the election we just had, I've had so many former players reach out and say, Coach, I had no idea what I was voting on. I vote a certain way because maybe my parents told me to, or because there's a narrative out there, or because we vote this way because you're supposed to. No. You vote the way you vote because you're educated, you know what you're voting on, and that's our job as educators, to educate people.
One of the obvious risks would be football team usually represents all different parts of society, right?
Sure.
It's one of the great things about being involved in athletics, especially on the college level. So the risk is, what about disagreement? What about hard feelings when someone asks a question or someone shares their philosophy and they're one side or the other, and now they have a teammate? And I'll ask you the same question I asked Joshua. Was there any problems in the locker room because of that?
Yeah, I think that's up to me to make sure that, God's greatest gift to all of us is the right to choose. You have a right to choose, and it's our job to respect everyone's opinion, respect from their background, respect the choices they make. In regard to that, if there's personal choices that are hurting our football team, that's a whole different animal. But as far as the right to choose who to elect, I would have been crushed. We didn't have that kind of team, and I would have snuffed that out rather quickly if I saw some kind of consternation amongst teammates about who they'd vote for. But I think more than anything, and I'm very proud of this, for the rest of their life, they're educated on what they're voting on.
What did you learn about the players? Did you learn that they were totally engaged?
Yeah, I learned that not only are players, but you have 50-year-old people that really had no idea what they were voting on. I think, like anybody, I guess I have such still belief in humanity that if you are educated and you really want to learn, then it's insatiable. I mean, people wanted, they kept talking about it. The meeting would go from 2 o'clock to 2:45, and it wouldn't end until 3:45, because there are a lot of questions being asked, and because deep down, I really believe I know people want to learn.
Seems like it'd be a great thing to do with every new freshman class as they come in, and not only just...
Sure, I don't understand why that's not mandated.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you're talking about some of the most important decisions ever to be made for our country, and it's like it's taboo. Well, don't talk about that. No, you're going to talk about it.
I think somewhere in our younger education, we were taught civics and maybe we weren't all paying attention. I think you're right, though. I think you have to be a little bit older maybe to grasp all those concepts. And I think as a country, we're more political now than we probably ever have been, and I think that benefits the young people.
I would say 90%. This is a tough number for a lot of people to accept. 90% of the people vote, and they really don't fundamentally know what they're voting on. They're voting because of hatred or like of a person, as opposed to the policies that are going to be put in place by a particular party. And that's where I wanted to teach the fundamentals. And I learned a lot that week. I know our players did too.